Welcome back. Now that we have extracted the data that we want to include from our PDFs, it is time for us to do a little bit of more preparation on that data and then get ready for analysis. That's what is happening in the fourth stage of our pipeline, which is push. The first thing and the most important part is taxonomy. This part is, of course, mostly relevant for quantitative systematic reviews, aka meta-analysis projects. And let me explain why we need a taxonomy and why we need to organize that. Imagine in this study of companies and firms that have internationalized, and we are looking at the level of their international sales and the effect of that on their performance. One of the things that many studies have measured is a simple thing such as firm size. Like usually this one is measured as the number of people that work in that company. But if I type in firm size here, like this is the list of all of these measurements, you can see that people have used many different ways of measuring the same concept. So some of them are using logarithmic measures, some of them are using sales, some of them using assets, number of people, many different ways. To include them in a meta-analytic analysis, you have to make decisions as to how do we group these measurements under the same parent construct. So in this example, my parent construct would become firm size, which is a construct that measures how big or how small this company is. The question of how this firm size construct is measured is answered by different people in many different ways. You might have hundreds of different ways of measuring firm size. So what happens in meta-analysis is that the grouping strategy, the grouping decisions that you have to make to put these measurements into a final, meaningfully coherent set under the same parent is a very difficult one. And to do that efficiently with thousands of included articles is a big project of its own. That's where our taxonomy page comes into play. Let's review our taxonomy page in general, and then we will go into more details. First of all, you have three views in our taxonomy page. One of them is a table view where you can see the different measurements, the numbers when they were added. You can add by to see all the ones that have already been assigned to a parent, for example, all the ones that are not assigned, for example, or orphaned right now, and all the parents that do not have something attached to them. Or you can select by constructs or measurements or both, different filters are available to you. And you also have this tree view which we have created. This tree view allows you to see how the different constructs are attached to their child measurements. Like in this case, marketing intensity as our construct is measured through multiple different ways. You can play around with this to see if any of these views is more or less relevant to you. But the Explorer view, which we show by default, is the one that I think is the most useful one. Here you can open and close your construct, and this will clearly show you what measurements have been categorized under that. So in this project, because I have already run the assignment things, if I open my firm size, I will see 208 different measurements across my papers that have been used to define, to capture firm size. any taxonomy node, including a construct or measurement, you click on inside HubMeta, will open a right pane, which is node inspector. It shows the name of the node, the exact definition, the type it is, the parent node, and the relationship with the parent that they have. It could be a positive or negative relationship. Here you can export all of these into a CSV file, so all of your measurements, you can just take them out of HubMeta and do something. And here you can also import from an existing project, or you will do your own categorization manually and then bring it back to HubMeta. So we have allowed for that. You can manually add nodes, define a construct or measurement here, and use the fields. But the part that is very important inside taxonomy is this Taxonomy Wizard, which I will explain in the next video. The Taxonomy Wizard is where we will use the power of AI to attach our measurements to meaningful constructs into meaningful groups, which will then allow us to analyze this project.